When Arsenal spent £32 million on the then Manchester City player Zinchenko, who played the same position as probably one of our best players at the time in Kieran Tierney, as a left back that is, the exact idea at the time of how Zinchenko would be used and how and where he would play for the team was kind of unclear. But last season, which was Zinchenko's first season with the team, he proved he could be crucial and game-changing for Arsenal, playing in an inverted fullback role to an extremely high level and giving headaches to teams because of just how well he could play it. But here we sit, 18 months after the arrival of Zinchenko, and we have probably the majority of Arsenal fans wanting Zinchenko to either be benched or just straight up sold. Now, do they have a legit argument, or is this just an overreaction to some very poor performances? Well, that's what we will be talking about today. So what's going on, everyone? You're listening to Gunner Central here. I hope you're all doing well. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, like I mentioned in the intro, when we signed Zinchenko, I think I can speak for a lot of Arsenal fans, we were kind of confused. Kieran Tierney performed really well when he got minutes, and I think I can speak for majority of Arsenal fans. He was arguably one of our favorite players. Mikel seemed to love him. He worked hard. He was a professional player, didn't make any news in the media. But when we got Zinchenko from Man City, I was confused. I didn't know how Zinchenko would fit in this team. He plays left back, which was the same as Kieran Tierney, but he could also play midfield. At times he could play almost in the 10 position. It was kind of like, okay, we have Zinchenko now, what are we going to do? And Arteta then came up with a way to play Zinchenko. It wasn't very common when he did it, but now just 1 year later, every team is using it. He used Zinchenko as an inverted left back, and I'm not going to talk about what that is because I'm pretty sure everyone knows what that is by now. It's been extensively talked about. So Zinchenko came in and he played at the left back position, but he played in an inverted role, which suited and still suits his game so perfectly. Zinchenko isn't the greatest defender, and he's really good on the ball for the most part. We'll get to that later. And he seems like he has a good footballing IQ, offensively anyway, and he can dictate play, control the tempo, and add an extra man into midfield when we have the ball, which would cause an overload for the other team's midfield. But in the summer, maybe we got a glimpse of what Arteta is thinking about this whole inverted role with Zinchenko. Because the problem is, an inverted fullback, in my opinion anyway, still has to be somewhat of a high-level defender. So in comes Timber. And Timber, straight away, when he played for Arsenal, he either played right back, he could play centre back, but one thing he did, especially in the Community Shield, was he played the inverted left back role. Now, yes, Zinchenko wasn't fully fit for the game, so I get it, but maybe that shows a glimpse of what Arteta was thinking. Play him as the inverted left back, because Timber can do exactly what Zinchenko can do on the ball, and he can defend to a much higher level. So I was thinking at the time that maybe Zinchenko is now going to be moved to kind of a bench role and come in for certain situations when we need a goal or something like that. But obviously the ACL injury that Timber suffered in the first day of the Premier League season kind of threw a wrench into our plans, and Zinchenko from there was going to be the starting left back. But again, changed because Tomiyasu then came in. Tomiyasu played that left back role if he wasn't playing over Ben White, that is. And when Tomiyasu played left back, he looked really good. Shut down defender. Maybe not as good on the ball as Zinchenko or Timber, but very serviceable on the ball, and off the ball he was an elite defender, good in the air. So we thought, all right, well then until Timber comes back, Tomiyasu is probably going to be either the starting left back or right back, depending on the game situation. But again, as soon as Tomiyasu puts some really good performances together, starts looking very good, he goes down with the injury, and now we are left with only Zinchenko at left back. You could probably play Kivior there if you had to. You could probably play Gabriel there again if you had to. But no, we went with Zinchenko to be our starting left back, which I get. Every game for my starting 11 I would play, Zinchenko is in it because I don't know if I could trust Kivior as a starting left back. I don't want to play Gabriel as a starting left back, so we kind of sat in the position that at least until January, which is right around the corner now, we're sat in the position where we have to play Zinchenko, even in matchups like we had to take on Salah one-on-one, which was a disaster, by the way. So as good as Zinchenko is on the ball for us, as much as he brings to the team offensively, there is no doubt he is a huge problem for us defensively, constantly getting beaten, either picking up ticky-tack fouls, getting beaten one-on-one time after time after time, and outside of a few crunching challenges here and there, he seems pretty lost on defense for the most part. But the thing he's always been able to lean on is just how good he's always been on the ball. But maybe for the last 2 months, maybe month and a half, he hasn't looked quite as good on the ball anymore, constantly giving it away. And the problem is with an inverted left back, if he gives the ball away that deep in midfield, there's an opening in his position, then we have 3 players at the back, and the attack is licking their lips. So like I said, whenever he was playing bad, especially defensively, which was basically every game, offensively he always could say, well, he's bringing so much to us offensively, but he's not anymore. Past month and a half, he keeps giving the ball away, putting us in bad positions, having lackluster performances, and it's getting a lot of Arsenal fans riled up and thinking maybe it's time to move on from Zinchenko, look for our next player, or I don't know, we do something. But here's my problem with it. I agree. I don't think Zinchenko should be your week in and week out starting left back if everyone is fit. Of course, if I could choose, I'd probably have Timber starting at left back, or at least Tomiyasu, one of them, because we have to have some lockdown defense on the left back position. Because if you look at it, a lot of talents in world football plays as right wings, and the prime example of it is when we played Liverpool. Zinchenko goes one-on-one with Salah, we're 1-0 up, and he just gets beaten so easily, causes Liverpool to score. And even outside of that, he was given the ball away countless amount of times, just not looking the same. But like I said, the problem I have with this is that I would love to be playing Tomiyasu, I would love to be playing Timber. We can't, they're both injured, right? Tomiyasu will be back end of January probably, Timber obviously will be back next season. But the problem is, we can't just go nilly-willy sell Zinchenko now and scramble around for left back. I'm not saying we shouldn't, but I'm saying I just think it's a lot more difficult on us. And as much as I think Zinchenko is kind of the player that's going to be coming in and starting games where maybe we're versing lower level teams, or we just want to go get a goal, he'll come off the bench, I don't think he should be a week in, week out starter. And I think Arteta knows that, hence why he went to go buy Timber, why he plays Tomiyasu as much as he does. I think Arteta knows that Zinchenko is good on the ball, but days when he's not good on the ball, he's not going to pick it up defensively for us. He doesn't really do much else for us. And especially in this last month and a half, it's been more and more evident. And I can get these Arsenal fans wanting to sell Zinchenko, but at the exact same time, we have to be realistic. He can be a really good player for the squad, again, if we need a last minute goal or something. So I get if Arteta doesn't want to sell him. And me personally, I don't think I'd sell him. Yes, I want to start him as much as we do when everyone is fit. But the problem is, the only reason he's been starting game in and game out is again simply through injury. I'm telling you right now, if Timber was fully fit, Timber would be the starting left back. And if Tomiyasu was fit right now, Tomiyasu would probably be your starting left back with Ben White at right back. It's just injuries have caused Zinchenko to play game in and game out, and he gets cooked. I won't lie, Zinchenko is getting cooked every game he's played for the last month. He's been giving the ball away sloppy, and I get people wanting to sell him, but it's just not that easy. And I could see a role for Zinchenko in this team, but yeah, it's really difficult. If the right offer comes in with every player in this Arsenal team, I would be willing to sell, but I wouldn't go out and look to sell Zinchenko. I get people wanting to sell him, I get people being frustrated with him and his recent performances, but it's just not that easy. He still provides a lot to the squad. He's just in bad form right now. He's playing games he shouldn't be playing, like against Liverpool, and it's making it really difficult on us because there's no one else that we can play instead of him, unless you want to go grab into the academy or put a centre back at left back. But yeah guys, that's the video. Let me know in the comments below, should we sell Zinchenko? If so, how much do you want for Zinchenko? Or what should we do? Let me know in the comments below. Please be sure to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.